Really happy with our Bass Pro Shop Chevy. We had a really tough year last year, and that's a really good way to kind of get our season kicked off.
Krista.
Carl Edwards down here checking out his splitter. So what are you looking for? I know you were worried about running over some debris on that wreck, and how does the car feel?
The car's pretty good.
Oh, with the smile. I like that.
It's good. This is fun. It's a good way to start the year, get out here and this kind of race and get your attention. So glad we didn't get caught up in that wreck. I didn't exactly see what happened, but our fast and all fusion's fast. Now we're just kind of got to figure out how we're going to pit here and what we're going to do with our tire strategy, and you know, it's just it's going to be crazy. But I heard something while I was up behind a guy. I heard something flapping down there, so we just wanted to look at it.
And that smile says it all. Thanks, Carl. Dick?
Boyer, there were a lot of worries before the start of this race about cars overheating because of the new rules. How is your car doing as far as heat?
Well, I'm one of them that was worried, and I'm one of them that's overheating right now. But, you know, our 5-hour Energy Toyota, I knew I was kind of planning on lagging back. I was afraid they were going to wreck early, and, you know, they did, unfortunately. But, you know, I think we'll be up there when the time's right. Just kind of new spotter, a lot of new things. We're learning each other. I'm learning how he says things, and he's learning how I kind of juke and jive. So a lot of learning out there, and hope we'll put it to good use at the end of the thing.
All right, good luck. Steve.
Well, with Kevin Harvick, Dick, and Kevin, I heard you on the radio say that you really have to be on your toes. You can't go up there and bump draft and hit the guys as hard as you have in the past year.
Yeah, you got to be careful because you gain so much speed coming up on the guys when you can't see what the gap is. So your spotter has to be on our ball. Billy's done a good job, but everything on our Budweiser Chevy's been fine. Just got to keep racing hard and try to keep it towards the front of the pack for the end right there.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go to Mike Joy.
Thanks, Steve. As on every NASCAR caution, one car gets the free pass, and your Aaron's lucky dog goes to Denny Hamlin, who was 2 down. You don't need credit. All you need is Aaron's. One big pileup, 10 laps in. David Reagan into the back of Paul Menard. 8 cars involved, 3 of those out of the race. The Budweiser Shootout on Fox is sponsored by Ford, proud sponsor of NASCAR, by Pizza Hut. Order the new $10 dinner box today. And by Napa, Napa Know-How. 25 laps complete. We're under the 10-minute break for adjustments. And then 50 laps to go. Down to the Hollywood Hotel, John Roberts.
Mike, thanks a lot. Unfortunately for Michael Waltrip, he is with us a little bit too early. Mike, sorry to see you so quick, but good to see you.
Well, now I'm going to watch a race, I guess, right?
Exactly, and there's a lot of excitement left to go in this race. As if it's anything what we've seen so far, we got a great 50 laps coming our way. Let's take a look at a quick recap. The 25 drivers that made up tonight's starting lineup is the second largest starting field ever in the Budweiser Shootout, including the past champion Tony Stewart as well. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the number 88 took the early lead. That's the only time you can hear the crowd over the race cars here. He went on to lead 12 laps, but then lap number 9, the first caution came out when David Reagan and Paul Menard got together. And Mikey, you're up close and personal.
Ouch, 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 it's hot, it's hot, it's hot.
It looked awful hot there. But Jamie McMurray was the first segment winner, of course, a former Daytona 500 winner, and now we still have 50 laps to go. Your leader of the first segment was Jamie McMurray, 19 cars on the lead lap, 5 different leaders, 7 changes, 2 cautions for 6 laps. And Mikey, it's been wild so far.
Those guys learned so much just then, though, Johnny. They know what they can do now. They know how they can make runs and push. I'm with you. This next 50 laps is going to be amazing. I can't believe the 3-wide racing we saw. It calmed down a little bit there before the end of the 25-lapper. But you watch this deal. Watch the end of this 50-lapper. When it gets serious, they're going to pay some money.
And it's back to the way it used to be.
It is exactly how it used to be. Old school racing, just like the fans want. And it's fun to watch. And it's fun to do, too. But I like you also, so I'll just hang here.
Well, thank you, Michael. We certainly appreciate that. We don't want to see you this early, but we still love to see you. Well, race fans, strap in because we still have 50 laps of wild action coming your way in the Budweiser Shootout. Stay with us. Heading into this year's Budweiser Shootout, many drivers were saying that this could be the wildest and most important season opening race ever here at Daytona because we had so much to learn. And Michael Waltrip, it looks like the guys are going to school at least fairly well.
It hadn't disappointed, has it? We wanted something different than we had last year, and by golly, we got it.
All right, we've got a lot of action so far, and we also have 50 more laps to go. Mike Joy and company, who knows what we might see?
Well, what I like so far, JR, about this style of racing is, Darrell, there's no way to get away. The pack can't get away. Single file lined up. You can't get away from the pack.
Hey, Mike, it looked like did the aero changes that have been made to the cars, the smaller rear spoiler, which took away quite a bit of downforce, is that having an effect on these cars and how they handle when somebody's running into them now?
You know, Darrell, with the back bumper being longer, you just can't push as hard as you used to. You're barely onto someone, and so therefore when another car drives up beside you, it pulls those cars apart. They don't seem to be that much more difficult to drive when you're just going by yourself, maybe in a single file line, but as soon as you get 2 or 3 cars around you and the air starts moving around, the cars are a bit more unstable. They're still plenty good enough to drive, but they do get a little bit uneasy on you.
Larry, 50 laps to go. Now I got to ask you, are you planning on a pit stop?
Well, I think now they did exactly as we anticipated. They ran those first 25 laps hard. They had to find out what they've got. They had to find out where the fuel mileage is at. I think we have a lot of drivers that can go the distance in this 50 laps, but I think we have some that's going to be right there on the edge, especially if we go to overtime to a green-white checkered.
We'll find out. 50 laps to go in the Budweiser shootout. 5 different leaders already, 7 lead changes, and 50 laps to go. The Budweiser shootout on Fox is sponsored by Farmers. See how your local agent can save you money. We are insurance. We are Farmers. Getting set for the final 50 laps of the Budweiser shootout. Double file restart. Jamie McMurray, Jeff Gordon on the front row. Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Marcus Ambrose up to 5th. Carl Edwards, just the way they finished the first segment. Green flag in the wind. 19 cars on the lead lap as we restart.
Now, Jeff Gordon starting up there on the outside of the front row. If he does what he normally does, which right now he isn't, he would fall back a little bit and then come on at the end like we saw him do at the end of that first 25 laps. That's sort of how he likes to run these races.
Got a pretty good push from Kyle Busch and that 18 car from the minute the green flag waved right there.
Yeah, right now, Larry, he can't fall back.
No, he's got to go forward.
He got no choice.
Pat?
Mike, we told you earlier that Gordon said if you can fix my front shocks, I'll be money. Well, they found a broken right front shock. They were authorized by NASCAR to change that. They spent pretty much the entire 10 minutes working on the right front corner of the nose where the hood meets the fender. They worked on that. I took a picture of it. If you log on to Twitter at my account, you can see that picture. And Gordon says that if they can fix that, they will be good, and they spent a lot of time. Gordon should be good from here on out.
Gordon, the leader. Kyle Busch falls back. Here comes Edwards in the 99, and his teammate, Greg Biffle, in the 16. Logano to the bottom, the orange car, the 20, trying to make some noise.
Biffle was, he was left, right on the back of Carl Edwards' 99 car, but Carl hung on to her.
And now Carl Edwards has not hung on to his teammate Greg Biffle in that 16. He jumps down there in the 2nd spot behind Jeff Gordon in the 24.
Boy, is that Matt Kenseth back there in that 17 car up high trying to come off turn 4?
It is.
Woo! High, wide, and handsome.
Danica watching from the spotter's perch, high atop the Daytona Tower, the Sprint Tower here. Look how far back Kyle Busch fell, back behind Greg Biffle on the outside. That's back to about 9th place.
Now, see, when they got last year, when they get 2 cars like that, they wouldn't just kind of creep by like they're doing here. They would absolutely fly by. So there's definitely been a big change.
Steve?
I want to give you an update on Greg Biffle at the halfway break, or at the intermission rather, Mike. They had a little damage to the left rear of that car. Biffle says he's been flat-footing it throughout the entire race, and one issue is he is not comfortable with his rear view mirror as he heads to the point.
Greg Biffle back up front with his Daytona 500 car, and those are different cars than we're seeing tonight. Greg Biffle won both practice sessions today.
I think the Biff is showing what we always said about him. He's a wheel man tonight.
And Darrell, as they came through the tri-oval for, I believe, the first time tonight, they were 4 wide.
They're a little brave on these restarts, and they got fresh tires. This is as good as your car's going to be as far as grip goes, grip level.
And we're riding with Clint Boyer in that 15 car. Remember, Clint told us at the break that his car seems to want to overheat when he's tucked up behind another driver.
He's got about a car length of breathing room to Carl Edwards right now. Riding with Jimmy Johnson. That's Harvick to his right.
You can kind of hear Jimmy playing with the throttle.